What's up, everybody? I'm finally here. Welcome to the Work Grift. If you're new, I'm Cannon Hotep. I appreciate you joining me. If you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification icon, and let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream. If you're watching over on Twitter, head over to Rumble. Cannon Hotep on Rumble. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Cannon Hotep on YouTube. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be joined by Jay Pylon in a few minutes. But yeah, anyway, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Me, it wasn't too bad. I got to chill out. Had some fun. I went to an XFL game on yesterday, yo. It wasn't bad. It was straight. I ain't gonna lie. So I went to go see the DC Defenders play the St. Louis Battlehawks. I think that's the name of the other team. Um, it was dope. It's cool to see football after football over. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's a niche or a niche for XFL to be here. Especially when football season is the traditional NFL season is over. Man, AJ, if you're listening, I sent you the link. You should have it in your email. But yeah, man, the shit was it was alright, yo. It was it was interesting. Put it like that. So check it, right? So DC was trying to be like Philly fans out this bitch. So DC, right? DC ain't like the team, so they started booing them. But not only did they boo them, they were throwing lemons onto the football field. Lemons onto the football field. I'm like, come on, yo. Oh my God, it was so crazy. And then like you had the football players from the other team throwing the lemons back into the into the crowd, yo. I'm like, oh my God, this is a whole shit show. And then they do this thing called a beer snake, right? So basically, they take all. What's up, David? So they take all like the clear plastic cups, right? And they start stacking them together, and they make this like this beer snake out of like plastic cups. So that shit went from the very first row all the way to the top of the stadium. Then when the when the crowd got mad with the opposing team, they start throwing the cups onto the field. I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. They wilding in here, right? I'm like, they gotta get this shit under control if this shit gonna fly, right? I was like, I don't know what they gonna do. You have to put up like nets, right? So for example, right when they kick a field goal, if they kick a field goal or something like that, you know how like when they kick the ball in the NFL, the net catches it on the other side, but they ain't got no nets. They just go straight into the audience. Audience get the ball. They don't try to go get it back, which I think is kind of dope. However, if the crowds are going to act like this and throwing lemons and cups and all this other stuff, they might have to put up some netting around the field, because they wilding, they tripping. I'm like, yo, I was just laughing. I thought it was funny. The players fighting, like straight fighting, like brawling on the football field. Come to find out, not only do they play against each other, most of the teams travel on the same airplane. So I'm sitting there like, yo, that mean they're gonna be scrapping on the airplane if they really got that animosity toward each other. Y'all was tripping. That shit was crazy. Other than that, it was a good time for real. Um, I think that the XFL got a future. I think the NFL might use it as a D league though. You feel me? I think NFL might use that joint as a D league to start developing players, maybe pull some players from there. I think the salary is like 200 grand to play in the XFL or something like that. So that's not bad. You know what I mean? And you might get picked up by an NFL team, which, if like I said, if the XFL and the NFL work together, I mean, that might be a good partnership. Let me see what we got in the chat. What's up, Natasha? Kayleen in the building. What's going on? We got Protocol. What's up? What's up? What's up? We got Joe Beard. What's going on? What else we got? We got Sauce in the building. David, what's up? David says just got out of class and going to catch the train and meet up with some friends for pizza. I hear that, man. Also, Cannon, can you make a playlist of the work with videos? I see the notifications, but never see the video on demand in the sub feed on or on your video tab. Yeah, I definitely could do that for you. What's up, last name first in the building? Hotep in the building. We got Montoya. What's up, Montoya? What's going on? I'm just waiting on Jay. But we can get started though. So Saturday night I went to go see uh Creed 3. So I thought the first two were good. So I was like, all right, I want to see Creed 3. So I went to go see Creed 3 and I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't disappointed at all. Let me see. What's up, Handy Bob? He says XFL is a blast to watch. Players play hard and coverage is killer. Yeah, I agree. Anyway, so so I wasn't disappointed in Creed 3, right? I think Jonathan Majors and Brandon, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. I think they're both talented actors, fantastic actors. Um, it was interesting. It was interesting to see it without Sylvester Stallone in it. Rumor is that he had a falling out with one of the producers on the movie. I don't think it was the Coogler brothers. It was somebody else that was also a producer on the previous Rocky movies. Um, he so he wasn't a part of this one. However, Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan and what's his name again? Damn, I just said his name, didn't I? Oh, Jonathan Majors. They killed it, man. It was a fantastic movie, man. So, spoiler alert: 5, 4, 3, 2. Well, actually, it's not even a spoiler alert. It's just the premise of the movie. So the premise of the movie is that Michael B. Jordan's character Adonis Creed, as an adolescent, he used to hang out with this older kid named what's his name? Diamond Dane. That's what they call him, Diamond Dane. He was a Golden Gloves boxer. He did some underground fights, stuff like that. He used to hang out, go watch him fight, be his ring man or whatever. So after one of the fights, they head to the corner store to go get some candy or whatever. And Michael B. Jordan see this old I guess he would be like a you know how the group homes have like the guard or I guess the parent of the group home, I guess they would call it. He sees one of the guys that was running the group home he was in that used to I guess, they alluded to he used to beat on him. So him being a teenager now, he's seeing he coming out half drunk or whatever. So Michael B. Jordan start whooping his ass in the middle of the street. His homeboys, the guy's homeboys jump on him. Um, and next thing you know, the younger version of Jonathan Majors, he get out with the gun like what y'all want. But right as he get out with the gun, the police pull up. Uh, Adonis Creed hauls ass, leaving Jonathan Majors' character to hold the bag. Essentially, he got in trouble. He went to jail for like I think he got some crazy time for being. He got like 20 years. He got like 20 years, yo. He get out. He pay Adonis Creed a visit. He said, "Look, I want a title shot. I'm keeping myself in shape. I'm in boxing while I was in the clank. I just want a shot. I want to pick up where I left off. I ain't too old to get this right. You know what I mean? So they managed to get him a shot at the title. His first professional fight, they give him a shot at the title. Come on, that's how you know it's TV, right? They give him a shot at the title, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So he get in there and he was fighting dirty as shit for one. He was playing prison rules in that first fight, yo. Anyway, I ain't gonna give too much away. He wins the first fight. He wins the title fight on his first shot. Title fight on his first shot. I put the boy in the hospital. So then Adonis Creed finds out that he got played by him and that the guy set the whole thing up, right? Essentially, where he what happened was that Ivan Drago's son Victor Drago was supposed to fight Adonis Creed's fighter for the heavyweight championship title. His old homeboy from back in the day had some people attack Victor Drago. He couldn't fight, so then he got the fight. Anyway, so Adonis Creed, he didn't take too kindly to that. And then he was like, "Nah, yo, it's me and you, yo. We gonna scrap and we gonna scrap then. We gonna scrap and this only way we gonna settle this. We gonna get in the ring. We gonna scrap it out." And that's where the movie goes off from there. Y'all got to see the movie. I know I'm not doing any justice because I don't want to give nothing away, but y'all got to go see that movie. What happened? Hold on. What up, Jay?
Can you hear me? What's good,
Yeah, I
Cannon?
can
How
hear
you
you.
living? So
Not
you
much.
got
I
to
was
see
just
the
going
X.
over.
You got to see the
Huh?
XFL. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I was just going over Creed 3 just now. Creed 3 was
I
dope,
heard
yo. I
that.
gave it three. I give it
Oh
three. I
man,
gave it 3 out of 5 koofies, yo. I gave it 3 out of 5 koofies, yo. You know, I mean, it's always room
three
for
out of
improvement.
five, huh?
I gave it 3 out of 5
It
koofies, yo. It
was.
might maybe 3.5 out
Oh,
of 5.
I kind
But
of want to. Yeah, I wanted to go see it. Wanted to go check it out. I haven't got to go see it just yet. I went to go see the Liam Neeson movie
what's
that
that?
was at the theater.
Which one was
Marlowe.
that? Oh, I ain't even
Marlowe.
heard about that. Really?
Yeah, Marlowe was at the theater. A couple other movies were at the theater. I watched two. To watch two different movies at the theater.
I
Um,
ain't heard of Marlo.
Marlowe and something else. I forget the other one's name.
Sorry,
Living.
guys.
Oh, Living. I saw Living and I saw Marlowe
Okay.
at the
Yeah, I ain't seen
theater.
none of them. I ain't heard of
Um,
them joints.
yeah, that Marlowe. Liam Neeson was set in the 30s or 40s.
Oh,
He had the old school little cap on. You know the little
mm,
hats, the hats that they had back then. He was sitting behind his desk, and the woman comes slinking in and says, "Oh, detective, I need you to solve a mystery for me." It was that kind of stuff.
yeah. So that only Marlo I know is from The Wire.
There was a
But I'm
Marlowe
like,
on the Wire. I never
yeah, he
watched
was
the
the main.
Marlowe
He's the
Wire.
main drug dealer. Marlo was the fuck. He was a savage.
Was he?
Oh man, yeah. Saw says the typical "you live the life I was supposed to live." Yeah, it's exactly what it was. But it was dope, yo. They both fucking fantastic actors, yo. Fantastic actors. Not to mention, yo, it made me want to start working out. I'm like, I'm out of shape.
Wait. Hey, when you went to the game, were they asking you for an autograph? Did they think you was one of the players?
They would. People kept looking at me. People kept
They
taking
gave you
these double
they
looks
said,
at me,
"Hey
like who he
son,
played for.
that's Aaron Donald over there."
Like I had a guy go right this way, sir, was getting ready to escort me in the raw. I was like, y'all, I'm not a player.
You're not a player.
Yeah.
I'm not a player. I just crush a lot.
They just looking at me like it was, but it was yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, it was fun. But the
Cool.
crowd was kind of hood. The
They,
crowd was kind of hood.
the
Straight up,
crowd
because
was good
because
with it. Where was this
because
located at? Was
the
it in
stadium,
Bmore?
so no, it was in DC, but where it is in DC is
Yeah.
it's in southeast DC, and southeast DC is still being gentrified, but it's still the hood, right?
Oh,
So yeah, so it was a bunch of hoods there. Like for example, right? So when I get there, I spent like half the game I spent half the game in line getting food for the kids and stuff, right?
yeah.
So I'm coming up the steps with me and my daughter. She got so I'm like my wife waving me up like we up here. So I go sit down. I go to sit down, and I'm like, where the seats at? And she was like,
Mm.
uh, well, we supposed to be sitting right here, but they sitting here. So I'm already,
And
I'm
it's
already right. So I'm already blown, right? Because I've been in line for like an hour getting
yeah.
food. I ain't even saying that. I just looked at these niggas like y'all don't want the smoke today, right? Because I already walked like a half a mile from the parking garage with my booty.
Wow.
I got in there and then I stood to wait for food for the kids because they hungry. And I just looked at them, and you could see the fear in their eyes when I just looked at them like, get the fuck up. But I didn't say get the fuck up. My face said get the fuck up. And they immediately got up
So they
and
knew
just
they were in the wrong, huh?
yeah, they knew they was in the wrong,
Oh, okay.
but they didn't want the smoke. I'd have beat all their asses with this boot on my foot.
You wasn't having it, huh?
Because the first
That's
yo, I
funny.
was blown because there was no parking. Parking was $50. Because
Mm.
DC is like it's DC. Parking was $50. Then I had to walk to the stadium, right, a half a mile. Normally, when you ain't handicapped, it's not bad. But when I'm walking with this fucking boot on, it was annoying. Then I'm
Yeah, I
in there,
heard
I'm
that.
waiting for food. They had they were selling pizza. They had pizza with no boxes. Pizza, no boxes.
Just
I'm
running
like,
around with it in your hands. What, they got a
no,
plate
they
for
they
it?
ran they ran they ran out of boxes.
Yeah.
So that well, we not selling no more pizza because we out of boxes. How the fuck are you out of boxes? I'm like, but then they found some boxes or whatever. So then I'm already blown from the walk, from paying $50 for parking, for sitting in the. I missed the whole first half damn near, waiting for food.
Mm.
So I was just over it at that point. And when I walked up the steps and these niggas were sitting in the seats, I'm like, yo, y'all need to leave. And it was just my face. They
Just
looked
got
at
up
me.
and rolled out.
Yeah, light skinned niggas with ponytails. They looked at me and then they got their asses up and walked off. And I'm I'm just like, I just was over. But once I sat down, it was a great game. The game
That's
was
good.
good. Them play, they was playing. I was like, it was like
Play
watching college
hard.
ball. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
because
watching
they don't
college
get
ball.
in. They make as much as like some of them make less than us average Americans make. They make, they don't have big contracts. They don't.
No,
A
I
lot of
think
them
like
miss out.
I think the least is like 80 grand or something like that, which is still
Shoot,
okay.
I heard
But you,
lower than that. I heard lower than that on one of the BR reports. They said somebody had gotten like 30 grand or something like that, or
oh
40 grand or
hell
something like that
no,
to
you
play.
go work at McDonald's for that shit.
Get
Fuck
some low.
that.
I don't know if that's the punter, kicker, or what the heck that is, but I don't know.
My brother-in-law was saying I think the highest paid is the quarterbacks. They like at like 400 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like I think he said the average is like around like 150, 200. That's what he was telling me. He worked for the
Let's
Defenders. That's
see
why
if
we went.
let's see if they if the XFL, and I like the XFL by the way, but if they blow up like they could, if they did
Yeah.
really well, then shoot, that money would that'd go through the roof
There's
as an
only 8 teams
alternative.
right now. Yeah, there's only 8 teams right now, but it definitely could get popping. You feel me?
I would like
And
to see it get
I think
popping.
that's a good way for a lot of like people that want to own sports teams to get in on that shit. Like Jay-Z,
That's
get the
what
fuck away from
that's
the
what Donnie
get away
T
from the
was into
Nets.
back in the day.
Yeah, like get away from the Nets show. Go buy an XFL team, You
Donnie
know what I
T
mean?
was
You want to
trying to
own a
get into
sports
the
team? I guarantee you can get a franchise for XFL for a whole lot cheaper than trying to being like a third of an owner for a NBA team or NFL team.
when the XFL first came out. Remember that? And they had like girls that was like strippers, strippers for the cheerleaders. They had all kind of
Oh
crazy stuff
yeah,
going on. It
yeah,
was
that's
like
back
we are
in the
going to be
day.
super extreme, and Vince McMahon was a part of it. And they had those
He
announcers
was
come out
Vince McMahon was
wilding
a part
out.
of it before COVID because before the base hit, XFL was just jumping back off again, and it was doing numbers. They was even playing during the pandemonium, and
Yeah.
then they got forced to not play no more.
You see what the Saudis are doing though. The Saudis are trying to buy the WWE. They're trying to buy they're trying to get into
Damn,
the UFC and into boxing right now. The Saudis,
a
they're trying
word.
to put in a whole they're trying to put in a whole fight stadium over there in the yeah, in the United Arab Kingdom. It's going to
Oh
be
shit.
crazy. All the fighters will go to it too cuz this is going to be tons of money offered to them. Tons. So it'll be crazy. But we'll see. That's what they're working on anyway.
Sauce the Prophet says Chris Rock corny as hell. Creed 3 was smooth. He said I peeped all the anime references they put in there. They did put
They
a
had
few
anime
anime
references
references.
in what?
Yeah,
In Creed?
I caught like one or two, but people saying it was more. But yeah, I caught like maybe one or two references. It was pretty good.
Oh, cause is Michael B. Jordan into anime? Is that what he is?
I don't know. I
Cause
don't
he's the
know.
writer and director of that joint. Cause Sylvester Stallone wasn't on the project.
Well, Ryan Coogler's the director.
Oh, but he was
The
executive,
dude
right? He
from
was executive
Yeah, he was the
producer or something
executive
like that, and
producer.
the
Yeah,
writer.
Ryan Coogler and his brother, the dudes that made. Well, they was the
That's
ones
right.
that made Creed in the first place, and the ones that
Yeah,
made
yeah, you're right. You're
the
right.
Black Panther movies.
Yeah,
Um,
and yeah,
and then Sauce the Prophet says, yeah, John Majors was looking swole as hell in Creed. Yo, that nigga was big as shit. I was
he's
like,
been
God
working out.
damn. I said I need to get on their workout plans ASAP.
That's what's up.
Minus the questionable spread in the magazine. He said shit made me do a couple extra sets doing today's chest workout. He also says Southeast DC, oh no, abort, abort, abort. Yo, Southeast DC used to be, it's not as rough as it used to be, but that shit was rough. They really trying to go through there and gentrify it now. I don't blame them. It's on the water. It's waterfront property. Like, why not? Um, Hotep Oz, yeah, I broke my foot, yo. So I got like another week or two in this cast, and hopefully I can come up out of it. I got some dope shoes I want to wear that I can't wear right now because I ain't trying to wear one shoe. Oh my gosh, yo. But yeah, so the XFL game was dope. I had fun. I had fun. So, um, you said you caught the Chris Rock joint. You caught some of the Chris Rock joint.
Yes, I watched some of it. The end part of it, the one what they were everyone's talking about. I saw that whole thing.
It was alright, yo. Like I'm not gonna say it was like
Wasn't Dave
it
Chappelle
wasn't
levels?
no, it wasn't Dave Chappelle slap your knee with your teeth out, right? But it was kind of funny. He had some real savage moments, right? So one of the moments where he was talking to women, like, look, I'm pro-choice. He said, I think you should have the right to kill all the babies you want, right? And that's exactly what he said. and you heard the crowd kind of like, because apparently he shot that here in Baltimore. He shot a special here. I ain't even know, but he's like, you got the right to kill all the babies you want. And I was like, and you heard the crowd kind of like grimace a little bit and like, like he was like, what? He was like, I'm on your side. He was like, but make no mistake, you're all killing the baby. I was like, yo, it's a savage. But I was like, but people need to hear that because you got the pro choice people talking about you know, it's not a life yet and all this other shit, right? And and Chris Rock, although him being pro-choice, is like, nah, nigga, that's a life. Like, make no mistake about it, that's a life. You're taking a life, but I support your right to take that life. You know what I mean? But the funny part is that they hear the crowd like kind of do that, and I was like, but he's right. He's right. Like, if you're gonna be pro-choice, you need to be honest with yourself. Like, you killing a kid. He said,
Yeah.
I done paid for more abortions. I forgot what he said. He said he done paid for more abortions than anybody. He said,
Man.
I'll call it. I call a doctor like, is it done yet?
Oh Lord.
He was savage about that shit, but he was right about it, right? And then he was going into like the culture with the kids and kids being too privileged and shit like that to the point where his daughter got in trouble in school, and and they was talking about kicking her out. And he said basically he was saying, I got the money to keep her in the school, but I went to the dean like, now kick this little bitch out, right? Like, kick her out. She need to learn a lesson. And he got her kicked out the school and everything. And from her getting kicked out of that school, she learned that is like nothing's basically nothing's guaranteed, and it made her work harder to get accepted to another high school. She had to write all of these acceptance letters, apology letters, the reason why she had kicked out her previous school and all this stuff, shit, even for college. And he said it gave her better character than what she had, prior. And I was like, I like that, But
Building
he
character.
was, yeah, he's building character. Now, his stance on like Ukraine and the United States and shit, that was kind of weak. Talking about we in worse shape than the Ukraine and all this other shit. I thought that was kind of weak. Um, his stance on like Democrats and Republicans was funny, but like it was kind of like misinformed. Like, Republicans lie all the time, and Democrats alter the truth for some shit he said. Dumb, but he was keeping it 100, I think, and for the most part, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, no matter where your politics lie, he was keeping it 100%. But the shit that made everybody go and watch it was when he talked about the Will Smith shit. That shit was hilarious, right? Because he was 100% right on that. You
Mm.
know what I mean? He said Will Smith has selective outrage. They pick and choose what they want to be outraged over. He said, because one person, and he said it. He said it about cancel culture too. He said he hate cancel culture because it's selective. He's like, one person could do something, canceled, and then somebody else on the other side could do the exact same thing, and they don't get canceled. He said he didn't like that shit, essentially. But the shit with Will Smith, yo, that shit had me rolling, yo. He
Mm.
said all of us has been cheated on.
Yeah, but you don't go on the interview. But
He said, but we ain't getting interviewed by the person that cheated on us. He said, so yeah, what do you say? So yeah, I sucked his dick. How you feel about it? Yo, that shit had me rolling, bro. I was like, yo, I still think Chris Rock's a funny guy. His politics, I don't agree with his politics, but I still think he's a funny dude, right? But at the same time, people got to understand, like, it's all just jokes. Even the abortion shit, that's just jokes. He was like, what did he say? He said, forget a trimester. I'm talking about semester. He said, you had a right to kill your baby up to 4 years old. I was like, Jesus Christ. But I was like, he's just joking, guys. Because you got some people, I guarantee, like, you're gonna have some people on the right, they're gonna be going after him on the stance on abortion, and they're gonna be acting like he really meant post-term abortions and all this other shit. They're not gonna see the nuance in it where he was basically telling people like, no, if you choose to kill, your child, understand you killing your child. It ain't a clump of cells, you know what I mean? It ain't a parasite, right? Like my man Patrice O'Neal, say, he was like, he said, when you get pregnant, you just the apartment building. He said, you just the apartment building. right? Basically, he was like, yeah, that's a baby. That's a life separate from you. You just the fucking you're just the condo that the baby living in until it's time to move out, right?
Would you
So
this?
go ahead.
I was just wondering though, like, cause he going back in with the Will Smith and him. I was just wondering, like, remember when the slap happened? Like
How many
the
bitches he
audio
called
was.
him? He called him so many bitches.
Oh man. Well, he was saying, he was saying it to him, right? But at the same time, he was
Yeah.
saying they called him this and they called him that. He said the drink champs called him that, right? But going
Uh,
back to it though, when the slap happens, right? That audio levels were like synced to it, like it was staged, and that's what I had a
I
lot of people thinking. How could
I
this
thought
be
so.
for? How could this be for real if the that nobody comes rushing over there, no security comes rushing over there, and nobody, nobody, and the audio levels were like synced to maximize the volume whenever the slap happens. It's like boom, it's like booming bass, like Thanos slapped somebody's face or something, or Hulk or something. It's like it didn't make any sense. So that's why I was wondering. It's like those
But
guys
yeah,
had synced it up.
but if you go back to my I just thought the lapel might have picked it up. But if you go back to my stream, I did a stream on there where I was like, yo, I don't know if that shit was real, you know. And I still got my questions about whether that shit was real. Hey, yo, one in the chat if y'all think that shit was staged, that slap. One in the chat, what's up? Steph Colonel said had to
I
cut
feel
off
like
after I heard you spoiling Creed about to see it today. I didn't spoil it. I just
because I
gave the
feel like
premise of it. I didn't really spoil it too
they're
much.
there. Just like I think, because we talked about it too, right? Because I feel like they're
Yeah,
both masters of improv too. Like Will Smith knows
yeah,
improv, he knows comedy. Chris Rock knows
right.
comedy. I feel like ahead of time, like they were supposed to do a little something, like he was supposed to come up on stage or whatever, but it got out of hand.
Uh,
Maybe he did slip and touch his face, and they just went off of it from there. But I really can't call it because it just doesn't seem like it adds up the way from the moment it went down, and none of it seemed like it was adding up.
Jeremy Rose said he think that shit was staged. I feel you. But like for the sake of argument, let's just say it's not, right? For the sake
Who
of
say
argument,
it's real?
let's just say it was real. Cause I still question it.
Yeah,
But he's right though in what he was saying in his
monologue.
his special. He
Yeah,
was like, yo, he was like, I had nothing to do with that situation. He basically was saying Will Smith was so frustrated and pent up about what happened between his wife and
took it out on him.
his son's friend, that yeah, he took it out. He said he took it out on me, a nigga he
A
know he could
man,
beat.
yeah, he knows he can beat me up or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, he knows
He
he can
said
beat
Will
me.
Smith is substantially bigger than me.
Yeah,
He said he did movies with his shirt off. He said you never see me do a movie with my shirt off. He said if I'm getting open heart surgery, I got on a sweater. Like, but he was right though. He's like, yo, he stole on somebody that he knew he could steal on, and that
yeah.
was Chris Rock. He wouldn't have did that shit to The Rock if The Rock made that. You think Will Smith would have walked up and punched The Rock in the face?
Yeah.
He'd have got the people's elbow
Yeah,
right
you know
there in the
what I
Oscars.
do, because you know
You
what
think
I
so?
do, because listen, because I think the thing was staged.
Oh, oh yeah,
And
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what?
yeah.
The Rock is WWE, and he would have went backwards like it hurt, and been, turned around and been like, "I'm gonna catch you in these streets. I'm gonna
No,
get you."
I'm saying for the sake of argument, like this, like I'm saying, like the shit wasn't staged, and it actually went down the way it did. But
I
The
don't know.
Rock, the eyebrow would have went up, and the motherfucker he took off the thing, and then he the fucking people's elbowed him or some shit.
I'd have been
But
fake though. But look, because I'm
but you
saying
but
though,
you but you know it wasn't fake.
what?
Jada Pinkett fucking August Alsina. That
Oh
shit
Lord,
wasn't fake.
it
That shit
really
was 100
happened.
percent real. And I know you won't leave.
They have
Goddamn song.
they had
All them
the
women, all
the
them
rumor
women love
mill
that
about
fucking
Will
song.
Smith for a long time.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, the
yeah.
rumor mill that Will Smith was just
He referred to
wilding out
Company of
and
Men.
letting anybody and
Mm,
everybody come through Jada,
mm.
kick it with
Oh yeah,
her or whatever.
they had the quote unquote open relationship,
But
which
that
I was
see
like,
that rumor goes way back to the freaking. I remember
yeah,
the early days of the internet. It was on the
yeah,
internet way
yeah.
back
I
then.
remember
There
that
was
too.
like, y'all heard about Will Smith, you'd be on some website and just be randomly
Hmm.
popping up, and they'd be like, "Y'all heard about Will Smith?"
But I also remember them rumors about him look like in the company of men.
Yeah, so that one comedy special, that one guy that's always with the joke about him being on the bus. You remember that chubby white guy that always had his same joke about being on a bus? He has a comedy special out too where he talks about it. He was like, Will Smith invited me to come kick it with him, and I was worried he
Oh,
was
Bert
gonna take
Kreischer.
me in the back
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, Bert Kreischer's funny. He talking about the machine. He got a movie coming out about his whole story. That whole machine story. That shit is a real story. That shit literally happened. But now
Oh
they
yeah.
making a movie called The Machine about that story about him being on the train in Russia.
Mm.
Yeah, that shit actually I actually want to see it. I like Bert Kreischer. But
I
Bert
forgot his
Kreischer
name.
made I mean Will Smith made Bert Kreischer's career.
Yeah,
If it wasn't for Will Smith, Bert Kreischer wouldn't have
brought
a
him up.
career. Yeah.
Mm. They brought him
It's
on everything
interesting.
though. He was on, wasn't he on? He was on late night with all those different
Mm-hmm.
talk people, the late night
Yep.
talk people. Did you talk on the did you talk on that summer thing, the summer walk? Did you have a video on that yet that you did yet, or are you gonna
Nah,
get into
I
that?
was going I'm gonna wait on I'm
This
probably gonna
this
talk about Selma tonight.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that tonight. I didn't want to kill everything on here today. But
I feel
but
you.
yeah, I don't know. I heard the Will Smith like dudes and or he buy I don't know. Then I heard about the whole open marriage shit. I don't know the rules to that shit. I don't know what the rules are to that shit. All I know is that this nigga, well, Jada Pinkett must got some good poon because this nigga fucked her and then made a whole song about her. Like it's a song that every girl like. Every girl love that song about August Alsina. Right? I think Kanye even sampled like the hook, but like nobody knew that he was singing about Jada until after the shit came out. Right? Like Chris Rock was like, I wasn't in any entanglements. And all this other shit. He's like, yo, what the fuck? He took his frustration out on me because he knew he could. You know what I mean? When reality, his wife caused all of that shit. He said she hurt him more than I ever did. You know what I mean? But he's right. And then got the nerve to bring, hey, come on my. It's not even a network television show. Come on my YouTube show. I mean my Facebook show, and talk about me fucking your son's friend. Oh my god. You seen the news about that Russian scientist who was one of the first to produce the bug juice, and he got strangled in his apartment? Yeah, I did. I saw that yesterday. I saw that yesterday. They found him strangled to death in his apartment, right? Like he came up with like a real vacation, right? He came up like with a legit vacation, and they got him up out of there. They strangled him man to death. I heard about that. I heard about that. Yeah, but anyway, that shit was crazy. But Chris Rock's right. It's always selective outrage, especially in Hollywood and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? They don't they pick and choose what they get upset over, right? For example, like uh look at the concerted effort with Donnie T, right? Look at the concerted effort with Donnie T and them being outraged over kids in cages and this and that, right? Meanwhile, they wasn't
And the
upset. They wasn't,
documents too.
and the
And
documents.
the
Oh,
and the going up the stairs thing. They said
yeah.
that they were saying Donnie T doesn't walk straight up the stairs. At least Joe Biden won't fall down the stairs. Next thing you know, he's falling down the stairs.
Yo, he on his third. Did you see him trip up the steps again like yesterday?
He did. Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, for a third time. But
At
that's what I'm
least
about to
my
get.
president can ride his bicycle and then he's falling off the bicycle.
I don't
You
know
get
if Trump. I don't know if Trump riding no bicycle.
Trump said he's anti-exercise. I remember that.
Trump gonna be on the rickshaw eating a Big Mac.
Yeah, he said he said he likes his McDonald's. He doesn't care about
Uh,
exercise and none of that. He says, "Let my genes." He said, "I'm a believer in genes. My genes will carry me through. I'll be all right. I
hey,
got good
hey,
genetics."
he already about the young. He was 78. He don't. He now he's just on borrowed time. So let me stop.
He's gonna
You
go
said he
order
got
the Cardi B
strangled.
meal.
Damn, he got strangled with a belt. They was on the Eastern Promises shit. Damn.
Eastern Promises movie
Yeah, the
came out in
dude. That
2006 or seven or whatever.
yeah, that movie was crazy. That fucking fight in the fucking bathhouse. That shit was crazy. But yeah, they said it's a Russian scientist who I think he created the original the vacation and or real
Mm,
vacation that actually worked got strangled to death like yesterday. Found him
it's
dead in
terrible.
his apartment. Yeah, but but no, did you so like Russell Brand was on Bill Maher and he was
Mm,
saying the same thing. So it was some journalist from MSNBC on there virtue signaling and grandstanding and fucking and Russell Brand straight just torched him. He torched him. He
he
torched him.
did.
Yeah, so
Russell Brand.
he based yeah, Russell Brand,
Mm.
who ain't even he like Joe he like the British Joe Rogan, I guess. Like
He the British Joe
he
Rogan.
not like he not right he not because he not right leaning.
Yeah.
I only know if I would put him in, he might be libertarian maybe. I don't know what you would call him, but anyway, so this guy was like, because he said that MSNBC was a bunch of conspiracy nuts, and the guy that worked for
He said what
MSNBC was
was?
like, he
Oh,
said
MSNBC.
MSNBC. He said he's
Mm,
like basically he was like, how can y'all sit here and call Fox News this when y'all do the same shit essentially?
mm,
And the guy was like, well,
yeah.
give me an example of something that we knew was false and we still ran with it anyway. It was like, how about when Rachel Maddow said you couldn't catch you couldn't catch the code base if you had the Yamin in your system. You had the vacation in your system. You right? And then he was like, what did he say? I forgot the other example that he had, right? And I was sitting there thinking about him too. And I'm like, yeah, how about when Rachel Maddow had the quote unquote smoking tax documents, and when we looked at Trump's tax documents, she had Trump had paid like $140 million in taxes.
Mm. And the
I'm like,
dossier, all that
yeah,
other stuff,
that
and the collusion.
the PP dossier. Y'all they believe they ran with a story that Trump got pissed on by some Russian chicks in a hotel.
Yeah.
They ran with that story with no evidence to back it up, right?
Hmm.
Randy Bob said Brad curb stomped that dude the whole segment. Yeah, he
And
did.
Donnie T said
Yeah,
he's not into the golden showers.
right.
That man is wild. That man, Trump wasn't the wildest president we've ever had. Who was? That guy is a character, man.
Right. Meanwhile, they
He
mad because he
tells it
fucked the
like it
porn
is.
star. They mad because he fucked the porn star. I'm like, I would
You know
Donald
what?
Trump status. I'm not. I would have been surprised if he didn't.
How come a whole bunch of them came up dead right before he became president too? Did you see that? A whole
Nah,
bang of them, a whole slew of them came up dead right before he became president.
I don't know. Probably AIDS. I don't fucking
Nah,
know.
they just all died suddenly of
They just
mysterious
all died
circumstances.
suddenly.
Yeah.
Hey, who knows? But he was he was paying them off. Like I don't know. That shit was interesting to me. Like so Russell Brand was just going at him. By the way, right? He was right though, because think about remember the mostly peaceful when with the building burning behind
Yeah.
the news anchor. That was the news anchor that
Hmm.
was taking him to task that Russell Brand scorched. That same dude
The mostly peaceful.
with the building burning behind him was mostly peaceful. Same guy, same guy.
Uh,
Not to mention the laptop, the Hunter Biden laptop, where Hunter Biden took it there himself, signed for it,
mhm.
right? With videos and pictures of him inside the laptop. They was calling it Russian disinformation, still calling it Russian disinformation.
Wow, that's
New
wild.
yo on NewsGuard, like NewsGuard is like the report card for like journalists or like news outlets. They got a 2. MSNBC got a 2 out of like 10.
No, that's rough.
I'm right. So I'm like, yo, how can y'all take MSNBC serious? So I'd have said that if I was on Bill Maher. I'm like, yo, how you gonna
I
sit
know
here and
where
cat for MSNBC when y'all got a 2 on NewsGuard?
the United States. So there's a world report that was put out that
Mm,
says freedom of speech, freedom and the freedom of the press and that kind of thing. And it shows
mm,
where the thing was. This came out a while back ago with all
mm,
the countries participating. America was way down on that list of freedom of the press and freedom of speech and all that stuff. We were like as suppressive as some of the biggest communist regimes and stuff like that out there.
mm.
We were way down on that list.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you definitely right. You definitely right on that. You know what I mean? But you can't tell nobody else that shit, right? look at all this stuff. So I was listening to what's his name on Twitter, middlemaga.com. I was watching the show today. It's the first time I recorded a show. I like his show. Kind of remind me of P Dog a little bit, right? Um, but he was talking about the 15-minute cities, and they talking about, did you hear about
What's
that?
that?
So the 15-minute
No,
cities,
go ahead.
right?
Say what's it?
So 15-minute cities is basically when they want to take like people from. It sounds like they want to force everybody from the suburbs and out in rural areas into like these. I want to call them colonies, my man. Like into these little like areas where everything is like in like bike riding or walking distance for quote unquote
Mm.
you know what I mean, for like the Green New Deal type shit. But the thing about it is it's going to be forced on us, and it's not going to be something that we vote on doing or we do organically. Like, hey y'all, we built these little cities right here. Like, if you want to come, buy a house here or rent an apartment here, it's here, right? It's not going to be an option. It's going to be like, this is for your own good. And I feel like they're going to start rounding motherfuckers up, and they're going to put us in those them little cities. That's what it feel like. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah,
So
okay. So I see, because it's basically tied to the pandemic when they were trying to see if they could put
yes,
that kind of stuff out.
yes,
And
that's why I said it was a
this
litmus
goes
test.
and that's funny because it goes into gematria, because that number 15, that
Hmm.
15 ties into being property, or being, being
Okay.
part of a system. And that number
Hmm.
15. So whenever they pull that 15, it means that you're like a prisoner of something. So that's interesting that they would choose, that they would say 15-minute, instead of 18, because they know 18 means life and good luck and all that.
All I know is this: is I ain't trying to be a part of no 15-minute city. You know why? Because if some shit go down, guess what they gonna do? They gonna come fence y'all niggas off, and y'all stuck like in that show. Remember that? What's that show called? Under the Dome. That's what's gonna happen when some shit
Oh,
go down, and like, I don't know, the lights go out. They're gonna come and fence y'all niggas in and keep y'all trapped inside of that little 15-minute city. Meanwhile, the people that didn't want to go to that 15-minute city that's on the outskirts, they're gonna have a better shot at like being, out of the system or off the grid than you would. Could you imagine that, yo? Like, everybody is all confined. Like, let's just say all they figure a way to have all 300,000 people in Baltimore be confined to like 8 square miles or some shit like that. and then and then when something go wrong, they just fence that shit off.
yeah, you're right about that. That's like the Escape from New York kind of stuff, huh?
Right.
Yeah, because you
Like, look
think
at.
about it, like it ties in numerically. I know I'm getting into gematria a lot, but it ties in
Mhm.
numerically to being a prison system. And then once you in a 15-minute system, right? So they could tie you off. They could make you a prisoner. So it would become self-fulfilling in that way. Kind of like what you see like in Walking Dead and all those other things, where
Mhm.
they got those little individual pockets or communities that are stuck together, that are wrapped around one another. We could
Yeah.
start to see stuff like that be by choice, to where they're talking about the national divorce, and that kind of goes into that too, to where they could be like, oh, when, outside of the state, you could be over here stuck in this thingy, but now your walled in private city is really becoming your prison. I get that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Straight up, like,
Like the Goody
it's just
Mob
crazy.
references, are they trying to keep us in or keep us out? Keep people out or keep us locked in.
They trying to keep us in this. They gonna keep us in the chicken coop, while and not being able to get out. That's what it is. Like, and it's going to go with that carbon credit shit, right? So for people who
Oh
don't know
yeah, you're right.
what the carbon credits is like, let's just say, like, so let's say for 1 year they
I'll be back.
allot you 300. All right, let's just say for 1 year they allot you 300 carbon credits, right? They allot you 300 carbon credits. Everything that you buy has a carbon footprint, right? The steak you eat, the car you drive, the type of gas that car take, um, the shoes you buy, shit like that, all got carbon credits, right? So what they gonna do is every time, let's just say you want to go to, I don't know, Ruth Chris and get yourself a nice steak, right? You on a date. What's up, kid? Gravity in the building. What's the deal? They wanna buy you you wanna buy a nice little steak for you and your date or whatever. It's gonna be the price of that steak and then it's going to be the carbon credits it costs for that steak as well. So you might pay you might pay $200 for dinner, and because you got yourself a porterhouse, it's going to be an additional like 30 carbon credits. And if you run out of carbon credits before the end of the year, they're going to tax you for each additional carbon credit you go over your allotted credits. That's the shit they trying to do. That's the shit the WF is trying to do. That's the shit that they trying to do in this Green New Deal nonsense. That's what they trying to do to us, right? Remember that Black Mirror shit? In order to get like the luxuries of life, you had to fucking ride a treadmill or a fucking exercise bike for a certain amount of time. You had to build up them credits in order to do certain shit. That's what they trying to do to us. And that's all this shit. All that shit go together. The 15-minute city, the carbon credits. Right now, the United States just gave the WHO. They gave the WHO access over our pandemic response shit. So now the WHO can call can say anything is a pandemic. Enforce lockdowns worldwide. What kind of shit is that? So what's next, guys? We're gonna get a climate lockdown soon? Because that's where I feel like we're going with this shit. We're gonna get a climate lockdown soon. It's too much shit happening right now. It's too much stuff. Like I said, and I've said this before, Donnie T, like him or love him, he threw a wrench. He threw a wrench in the gears. And now that he out of office, they working at a breakneck pace to get all this shit in place, just to get back on track. And they trying to do whatever it takes to keep him out of office and keep him from running again. Look at now, even like, conservatives are turning on Donnie T. Republicans are turning on Donnie T. The media is turning on Donnie T in favor of DeSantis. And I'm not even gonna say DeSantis is a bad guy because from the way he running, Florida, I think he's doing a great job the way he's running Florida. You know what I mean? But when you got George Soros saying that he would back DeSantis, right? When you got like political commentators who were diehard Trump fans, quote unquote, now all of a sudden they don't like him no more and they going with DeSantis. I feel like a setup is afoot. I feel like a mutiny is afoot. You know what I mean? So we on the watch out for the hook. I don't think Donnie T is going to be the Republican nominee. I don't think he's gonna be the Republican nominee. I'm just gonna let y'all know that right now. I think they're gonna pull a Tulsi Gabbard on that nigga. Watch. Now the thing is, either Donnie T don't know that and don't realize that, or Donnie T do realize that and he playing the heel right now to push DeSantis. You know what I mean? Handy Boss says, how does paying a tax for going over an artificial cap reduce climate change? Exactly, bro. Exactly. It's just a revenue grab. You know what I mean? How you control people? Fear and debt. You know what I mean? All the rhinos and establishment are coming out saying Donnie T will not be the nominee. Yeah, they are. I smell a mutiny afoot, y'all.
Mutiny.
Huh?
It's a coup.
Yeah, yo. Exactly. What's up? We got Carlos Afraka in the
Wilding out.
building. What's the deal? Reaction PR in the building. My man Nerd Nash in the building. Salute. Treachery is afoot. That is right. Reaction
They
PR.
got to get those. They got to get those three states, those three primary states that had the water pipes bursted and all the other issues. They got to get those fixed. They got to get
Did
some
you,
reform going on. What's that? Is it Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Georgia? Right? Were those the three
is that right?
spots? Is that
I
the three
think you're
spots
right.
that need the reform?
I think you're right. I think you're right on that. But did you hear about the train derailment that just happened
Yeah,
in Ohio too?
happened. Would it happen this morning?
Not, I think it was yesterday.
Was
I
it
think it was either yesterday or
last night?
Saturday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did.
I think I
Yep.
read about it yesterday. So I
Mm,
think it was either
yep.
yesterday or it was Saturday.
Right.
Another train derailment. And then
Oh,
you got
on that topic, guess what? They've been
mm,
showing this trailer for these eco monkey wrench guys, eco eco terror guys. They should have this
oh
commercial, this trailer out, this movie about to come out where they show them blowing up blowing up industrial stuff and blowing up a gas line and other stuff. They have a big old truck they're riding around and it has a black guy in it and two white people in it, and they're getting together to go destroy stuff.
Damn.
That's about to come out. So that'll put it
Um,
out there for copycats. If copycats out there want to try to emulate some of this stuff going on too.
yeah. So like, Handy Bob said Arizona, Michigan, and Pennsylvania are the three that didn't get election reform passed. But yeah, like I don't know. Like for example, what happened in that's happening in is it Atlanta with the
What's
police
up?
training facility,
What happened there?
the so-called eco terrorists, like you just said, they was
Oh
doing
yeah, yeah,
Molotov
yeah. I heard.
cocktails and they messed up they messed up a bunch of heavy machines that was there to knock down the trees and shit. The
Yeah.
fucking forest defenders, I think they're calling these niggas the
What?
forest defenders. Yeah, fucking Captain Planet, the Planeteers or some shit out there. The Lorax is out there with them trying to defend the trees and shit like that.
Mm.
Because remember
Back
the
in the
one dude got shot. Remember the one dude got shot a couple months ago because he shot the police officer. The police went
uh
in there to clear out the woods because all of the squatters in the woods. They gave him a year to get out of the woods, and they went in there and they said, "All right, y'all gotta go." So one of the forest defenders shot at a cop and hit him, and they lit his ass up. And then they tried to march for him and all this other bullshit. So
used
now
to
they out
call
there
it
fighting with the police, throwing rocks and molotovs at him.
oh monkey works is what they used to call it, and monkey wrench works, monkey wrench gang. That's what they used
Monkey.
to call it. It was coined back in the 1970s when that book came out called Monkey Wrench
Uh,
Gang. It was about eco terrorists. Um,
hmm,
so they monkey works, that kind of thing, wrench works, they whatever they want to call it. But yeah, it looks like they might be on it. But see, that's what that is though. Two parts, right? It's dual.
hmm.
It could be some other group, we'll say group, pulling the stunts, plus copycats like Antifa types coming through to say, "Oh, I want to join the in crowd too and do some crazy stuff. I want to shut down farming because farming is killing Mother Earth. Gaia will die
Yeah,
soon if we don't stop these cows from farting. So let's kill
right.
cows. Let's kill,
Yeah, they
this crazy thoughts that
hmm
they got in their heads is putting in there that they've been programmed like Greta. So they're out
yeah,
there ready.
exactly.
They're out there
Right.
in the woods ready, like what's his name, Ted Kaczynski, out there in the woods ready to do some stuff.
Right. Why ain't Peter out here? Why ain't Peter out here counter protesting out this bitch? Like, but that's the thing, right? If they want this chaos, they want this chaos to happen because it's all the tail wagging the dog for real. What they
Hmm.
want to happen is them protesters. One of them motherfuckers gonna get shot again.
Mm.
That's gonna be a fight down there. You're gonna have Ohio go crazy because we had another train derailment where y'all had to come and evacuate us again. I don't know if it had anything crazy on it. What's up, Jay's World? I don't know if it had anything crazy on this train.
Right,
You know what I mean? You had the tanker here in Maryland this weekend,
man.
carrying like I forgot what kind of liquid it was, blow the fuck up in Frederick, Maryland,
It's
and
crazy.
that fire was nuts, going out of control. The driver died.
Yeah.
You know what I
R.I.P.
mean?
Yeah,
But
we
you
need
got
that.
like
This is nuts because we need the infrastructure here. This is what the whole
yeah,
infrastructure bill was supposed to be about, allegedly.
mm,
But what was it really for? Ukraine and other nonsense and the military and this, that, and the third, and CRT classes and all kind of other crazy stuff. When you go through the infrastructure bill, none of it was for the actual problems that the U.S. is facing with our old railways that we've got running since the 50s and stuff, and need the tracks replaced in certain spots. Not every spot out there, I'm sure, is as bad off as some are, but you know that the people that work there, the people that are in those areas would be able to point it out and say, "Hey, we need the money here, we need the funding here," and they're not getting it, and
yeah.
they're not getting it for the water supply.
No, I agree. Reaction PR says there was an eco terrorism group called ALF.
Oh
Really?
yeah, yeah, that's
Never
right.
heard of them. That's interesting. But I think all this shit about to come to a head soon. Like I said, I keep saying it. We've been seeing it. This is the age of discovery. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Oh, you know what movie? You know what other movie I got to check out this weekend?
Good.
Knock at the Cabin.
Oh shoot. Oh, don't spoil it for me.
That was a
I
good
watch
movie.
all those. I watch all those M Night Shyamalans.
That was a good movie,
Was
yo.
was my theory about it right? I don't know if you can remember
What
what I
was your
was saying.
theory?
my theory was that they represented the four horses of the
Oh,
apocalypse,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
girl represented the Antichrist, and the two uh characters men's represented the Eurocentric empire, the Illuminati, Satanism, and stuff like that, bringing about the edge of destruction for the world, so that the world needed to to have a rebirth or reset.
I'm gonna say you
Was it something?
close. You
Was it?
close. Yeah, you close. You close. But it was a good movie. It wasn't as crazy as like so. You had the two gay guys that adopted a little Asian girl, and like they were on vacation, and then Dave Bautista and his group they pull up on them and like, look, we've been appointed by God to come here, and you guys got to make this fucked up decision to save the rest of humanity. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Now, aside from the gay men, right, the two gay guys and stuff like that, it was a great movie. A great movie. Like I don't get like I understand like for one, this movie ain't for kids, right? However, I understand the outrage. Like, yo, why do you keep putting all this homosexual shit on us like this? Like, I don't have a problem with anybody being gay or whatever. I don't care. You live your life however you want to live your life. Just don't force me to live it too. Like that whole you're a bigot if you don't bang a trans woman. You know what I mean? That's just fucking crazy. Like if you want, like I say, like I said, Martin. I always quote it. If your name Tank and you want to change your name to Tina and wear little tankies, go for it. I don't care. I got a cousin. He's trans. Love him to death. Do I agree with his lifestyle? No, I don't. You know what I mean? But don't push the shit on the babies and don't push that shit on us. You be what you want to be, but stop looking for everybody to accept that shit. However, with that shit aside, it's a fucking great movie. It's a fucking great movie. I think people should watch that movie. I think Knock at the Cabin is an underrated movie. I liked it. And I think
Hmm.
Dave Bautista did a good job. He's becoming a really good actor.
Was
Yeah, yeah. He just his face just looks weird. He got the wrinkled fucking head, and then he ain't got no fucking shape. He just got his head like a potato.
it looked like a
Yeah,
potato?
his head like a fucking potato.
Now I'm always think of Potato Head when I see him, Mr. Potato Head.
I'm serious, yo. Yeah, we were just talking about that another derailment in Ohio. But yeah, but it was a good movie. I think people should watch it. Creed, everybody should go see that movie. That movie was fucking dope. That was a dope ass movie. Like
I'm gonna
on
have to
top of
check
that,
it
like
out.
my ass, I'm like, oh, I need to fucking work out. These niggas was in when I say they was in the best shape of their lives, they probably in the best shape of their lives.
Yeah, Jake
Right.
Gyllenhaal, he got a movie coming out about him in the UFC. Jake Gyllenhaal, and
Yeah, yeah,
he's
seen
ripped
that.
as heck.
Yeah,
He's ripped
I
as
seen the
heck. He's
preview for
shredded
that.
and everything.
I'm still
Swole,
looking.
shredded.
I'm still looking forward to that movie 65 though.
Yeah, me too. Watch that movie disappoint. But I mean, because I've
Yeah,
been hyped up about it. I've been like, "Ooh, I gotta see 65
and mark my words, yo.
dinosaurs."
Mark my words, yo. Somebody's going to equate this movie to After Earth.
Is that right?
I guarantee it.
Oh, After Earth was trash.
It was so trash.
That
It
was
was. I
garbage.
tried. I wanted so much to like After Earth, but it was horrible. I want to like this movie 65. I like the premise of it. I just hope it ain't trash.
Mm.
Right? Which is funny because it's the same Donald. What's his name? I'm talking Donald Driver again. What's his name?
Adam
The
Driver.
actor Adam Driver, same guy that was in the Ohio movie, the movie White Noise. He's the same guy that was in
Yeah,
White Noise playing in this. And when
he was
he was
Kylo
like,
Ren in the Star
yeah,
Wars.
Kylo Ren, yeah. So he's a good actor though. I like him. Um, I can't wait. It's got some decent movies coming out right now.
He has a deep voice and stuff, and that long face of his face goes on forever. it's, it's interesting to hear him talk and see his emotions and junk.
Saw said he tired of these damn dinosaur movies, but this movie kind of dope, right? Because I guess the aliens
It looked cool as
essentially,
heck.
or they're humanoids or
Or it could
humans.
be a Planet of the Apes twist.
It could
So
be
we'll
Planet of
find
the Apes.
out.
So it's like they came through a wormhole, thought they was coming home, and then they didn't, and they
Yeah, they
landed
went
on.
to a completely different planet, and they was like, "Look at this different planet; it's wholly different, and everything like that." And then at the end of it, they find a sign that says, "Welcome to America," under the dirt or something, and they're like, "We've been in America the whole time." Oh shoot!
I want to see it, yo. It's gonna be dope. Like they time
Yeah,
travel back to prehistoric times or something.
that'd be cool.
But it seems like they don't know. I don't know because it seems like they don't know what the dinosaurs are. Like they don't know what they are.
That's cool.
So I don't
It's
know. It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
pretty.
interesting. Yeah, I think it's a good one. But M Night Shyamalan, he Knocking the Cabin was good and Old was really good. I'm happy you suggested Old that time. Old was
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
old was uh it was message was don't trust Dr. Faust. That was the message
Yeah,
at the end of the movie.
yeah. Donald
And then
Driver's the Marine.
they
I didn't
did
know that.
something
I
about it
mean,
too. They
Adam
yeah,
Driver. I'm Donald Driver. I
Adam.
keep thinking about Donald Driver was the receiver for the Packers. Adam Driver. Oh man. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I, man. So also this Hotep and Bill got to jump on a work meeting. All right, bro. Be safe. Be safe. Sauce says they do it. They do it on some Predators 2010. Then I'm down to see it. Predator 2010. I don't know. Was it a hard movie?
They had that new Predator movie I haven't seen where he attacks the natives,
I tried to
the
watch it. I
1800s
tried. I
natives.
tried. I tried. That's another one of
It
the movies where
started
they
out
tried to
too
make the
weak.
one.
It was a
Like,
little slow or something like that, so you turned it off.
like I kept
Mm.
falling asleep on it. Like it's a movie where they
It's
trying
a
to
little
make the
slow, huh?
girl the hero,
Yeah.
which is fine, but
Mm.
it just I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna try to watch it again because I'm a fan of the Predator movies, especially Predator 2 with
Danny
Danny
Glover.
Glover in it. Yeah,
He had
Predator
that big
2 is
old crazy
shit.
pistol. That whole
That's the first
movie is
Predator I ever seen.
was it?
I was
That whole
I
movie
was too
looks so
young for the
dark.
first Predator.
So it's hot in Los Angeles, like they're going through global warming. The whole movie is colored
Hmm.
orange, except for when it comes
Yeah,
nighttime. It's
right.
crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember the movie from 2010. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It had the dude from that '70s show in it, right? He ended up being like the fucking a serial killer or some shit. Yeah, I remember that one. I do remember that one. Anyway. All right, y'all gotta get back to the grind, y'all. I appreciate you hanging out. If you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when we got new content coming out. Please share the stream. Let people know we live. If you're catching the replay, just leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Hey, yo, over there on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, please. Hit that button. And while you at it, head over to Rumble. Canon Hotep on Rumble. Canon Hotep on YouTube. Also, Hotep TV on Rumble. We doing big things on Hotep TV. My Monday show, which is tonight, and my Thursday show, which me and Jay do, the Hotep's Been Told You After Party, is on Hotep TV. Not to mention, you can catch all of Uncle Hotep and all of Hotep Jesus's content over there as well. Anyway, I gotta get back to it, guys. So until next time, it's Canon Hotep saying, stay safe, stay well, stay strapped, don't miss, guys. We holla at you.